Hey my people, it's your girl Too Blessed. I hope everybody has been having a great week thus far. We just started it, but I hope you're having a great week. Excuse this video because it's about to be a little bit ratchet because I'm actually holding the phone in my hand as I'm driving, which is a little bit like illegal. But if you see me drop the phone, it's because I see the police. So if I drop the phone, I see the police, I'll try to edit it out. So if you see a little, either if you see me either drop the phone, or if you feel like the clip jumped from like one part to another, it's because I edited it out because I dropped the phone because of the police. But y'all, we have so much to talk about. It's so much going on. Just a bunch of craziness, y'all, and I'm so tired. I'm so tired of it. It's just so much. Like, people, here's the thing. I don't think that the craziness just started as far as mass shootings, people feeling the way they feel about racism and things like that. I don't think that this stuff just started. I think that social media has been able to put an emphasis on it because everything is so in your face with social media. I think before, you know, if it didn't come on the news, you know, and things like that, you really didn't hear about certain things as much. But now that people have social media, they have freedom of speech, you know, they have Trump as president, you know, everybody's feeling a little bit bold right now, and it's just sad. And the shooting just happened in El Paso and Dayton, Ohio, and it's just, then the daggone number 45, he didn't even respond to the situation until I think this morning. This happened over the weekend. What president sends out a tweet when such a tragedy happened? What president does that? When people have lost their lives in 2 places due to mass shootings, what president sends out a tweet and then gives a speech a couple days later? Excuse me. What president does that? And then you know that he has to wait on his speech writers to write his speech. You mean to tell me that all of these things are going on and how sad this situation is and how tragic, you still have to wait on your speech writers to write you a speech so you can read from it because you don't feel? Trump doesn't feel. He's a narcissist, egotistical, sociopath. He doesn't feel anything. He doesn't care about anyone. He don't care about this stuff. You mean to tell me, as president of the United States, the best you could do when these events happen, the best you could do was write a tweet? And if somebody don't shut down his Twitter again, like, who gives this president Twitter? Like, I get so heated because I'm like, it's so petty. Like, who? You are president of the United States and all you do is tweet. Tweet. You tweet when you're mad, you tweet when you're happy. You tweet. Like that. Oh. Yeah, I pray to God that this man gets out of office and stays out of office. Like, I literally pray to God, because he's one of the reasons why people are feeling so comfortable being racist. They've been racist. They've been feeling, you know, some type of way, but they just weren't bold enough to act upon it. And now that they feel like they have the government basically backing them, hey, who gonna check them? Basically, is how they feel. It's just sad. Like, it's just a sad thing to see. Like, I worry about my family constantly, and I keep my family covered under prayer constantly, because things are just so crazy now. You don't even have to be anywhere. You don't even have to be doing anything for tragedy to strike you now. You could be in Walmart. Now people just shooting up Walmarts. What? Like, you went to Walmart to grab you a couple items for the low, and you gotta worry about getting shot up. It's just sad, but you can't live scared. You can't live scared. And to me, that's even scarier, because if this makes any sense, because the fact that you can't live scared means that you have to go out in the world where it is scary and not be scared. Does that make sense? I don't know if I make sense, but hopefully I do. But you can't be scared. It's just, oh, y'all, my heart is just broken for all this stuff that's going on. My heart is just broken. But I do know that tides will turn. I do know that no one is getting away with anything. It looks like Trump is winning right now, because he's still in office. He's still just sitting back and doing what he wants to do. But he's really not winning. You never get away with anything. You never get away with anything. I don't care if you live this entire life and you never go to jail one time, you never have money issues, you never truly are getting away from anything, because you have to die. And guess what happens then? I'd rather take my punishment here on earth than to die. I have to face a punishment. You never really get away with anything. People think they're winning here in this life. They think they're winning. They're untouchable. It's just, to me, I feel like now a lot of the evil is being exposed. A lot of the evil that already existed previously is just being exposed. That's it. It's just being exposed. It was already here. And it's so funny, because sorry y'all. It's so funny because some white people, and I say that uncomfortably, because I'm leave me alone, telemarketers. Because some white people, and I say some, and it makes me feel uncomfortable, because it's not everybody. You know, oh my gosh. It's telemarketers, y'all. They call me back to back. They'll call me like 3 or 4 times in a row. Telemarketers. But anyway, they're shocked. They're so shocked, because they thought, oh, it's not that bad. Oh, racism isn't that bad anymore. We're in 2019. It isn't that bad. Oh my gosh, that was so long ago. Blah, blah, blah. Now they're shocked when they see certain things. Why are you shocked? We've been telling y'all this whole time that it's still here. Why are you so shocked now that it's thrown up in your face? We've been saying that it's still here. It's just that the problem that we have as black people is we call everything racist. And that's what makes it lose its power. That's what makes it lose its... I don't know the word. I can't find the word I'm looking for. But that's what makes it lose its true meaning. Because we call everything racist. You go into a job interview, black man or woman, and you wearing gym shoes, okay, with jeans, and you ain't get the job, but the white woman got the job, the white woman or man got the job, and you calling that racist. Not everything is racist. Not everything is racist. Some things you've brought upon yourself. Things aren't going to just come to you because you're black. Okay? And because, you know, life is hard, everyone's supposed to throw you a bone. That's not the way things work. But there are a whole heck of a lot of things that are racist. A whole heck of a lot of things. Like I said, I've experienced it firsthand a few times. If you are a black person and you've never experienced it, good for you. Maybe, I guarantee you it's happened to you. Maybe you just haven't paid enough attention to it to know that that's what it is. But I guarantee that it's happened to you. You know, good for you that you don't have that experience. It's like it was traumatizing to me when I experienced that. I don't think I ever told y'all the story of me and my husband being on our way to Cleveland for his birthday. We were going, no, Cleveland. What am I talking about? Pittsburgh. We were going to Pittsburgh for my husband's birthday, right? He's a Steelers fan. He wanted to see Pittsburgh, and I was taking him to a shoe convention, right? He's a shoe head. Anyone who knows my husband knows that he's a huge shoe head. He calls his shoes his kids, and he actually spends time with them. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day, a whole nother issue for a whole nother therapist. But we were just cruising along. Now, I had a red Dodge Avenger with tinted windows. I bought it like that. I didn't get them tinted. I bought the car that way, right? I had never, ever, 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 ever had a problem with my car. Okay? So my husband was driving, and we were just outside of leaving Zanesville, Ohio. And my husband was driving, and a police officer merged onto the highway, and a car in front of my husband slowed down. Well, I was sort of upset with my husband because he changed lanes and got in front of the police officer, because I know that the last thing that you want to do is hop in front of a police officer like that. But he still left enough room to where it wasn't cut. Like, he didn't cut the police officer off. He just simply merged lanes. But I know that they try to find any reason to pull you over. The guy pulls us over, white police officer. He pulls us over. Now, the first thing that you typically expect for them to say is, license, proof of insurance, things like that, right? So that's what I'm waiting on him. I'm sorry, y'all. This dog is hanging out this truck. He's so cute. He's so cute. So that's what I'm thinking he is going to say, the officer's going to say. But no, instead, he tells my husband to step out of the car. He made my husband step out the car. First thing he did was pat him down and put him in the back of his car, of his police car. So I'm like, he comes back, the police officer comes back to my side of the car, the passenger side, and he has the information or whatever for the car, for that car, and he starts asking me questions, and I'm answering them. But then, I got this burning question in my head, so I say, is this standard procedure to just put him in the back of your car before you even know anything about him? Is that standard procedure to throw somebody in the back of your police car? He was like, well, that's my procedure. So, so I'm like, okay, we got one of them. So instantly I know, you think you got something. You think you about to find something. You think you got you one. And I knew instantly that I needed to play this thing smart, and I was gonna comply and do everything he asked me to do. Because where we mess up at, y'all, is that we want to fight right then and there. We want to argue right then and there. That's not when you fight and argue. That's when you do everything they tell you to do, and you take it up later when you file your complaint and everything. That's not the time for you to buck up on a police officer. That's not the time. You will lose every time. You will lose every time. So he puts Kareem in the police car, and then a few minutes later, now mind you, I'm still sitting in my car on the passenger side. Kareem is still in the back of the police car. I don't know what's happening back there in the back of that police car, but a few minutes later, a second officer arrives. So I'm like, we need 2 police officers for this situation for real? Like, what's really going on? So the first thing the officer had told me was that my tint on my windows was too dark, that the tint was too dark. Then he said that Kareem cut him off. So I'm like, okay, is the tint too dark, or did Kareem cut him off? But I know he didn't cut him off, and I know my windows weren't that bad. I'd never had a problem with them before. But okay. So the second officer comes, and the officer has a dog. He's like, man, we're just going to run the dog around your car to check for drugs. I'm like, drugs? So I know I don't have no drugs. So I'm like, do what you need to do. Mind you, I'm sitting in the car. He never told me to leave the vehicle. He never told me to step out and go even sit in the back of a police car while he ran the dog around my car. Now, common sense tells me, once I see the dog's reaction, that he's acting like that because I'm sitting in the car. The dog is jumping up on my side, like he's trying to get into my car. He jumping up on my side. He walking around. The dog starts jumping up on my side again. So then he asked me to step out the car. I had on a short dress. So he was like, well, obviously I know you don't have anything on you because, you know, of what you're wearing or whatever. Just sit in the back of the car. So now I'm mad because I'm like, now you put me in the back of the police vehicle. Why am I getting put in the back of the police vehicle? We don't do drugs. We're not transporting drugs. None of that. So the man say, I'm sitting in the back of the police vehicle with Kareem, and he was like, the dog notified us of drugs. So now we have to search your car. The dog notified you of drugs. He hinted to you that there was drugs in the car, although I was sitting in the car, and he's trained to get the suspect. And at the moment, I was the suspect, and I'm sitting in the passenger side, and that's the side he's jumping up on trying to get in my car. Okay, so they searched my vehicle. They went all in my trunk where Kareem had all of his shoes that he wanted to take to the convention, because, you know, at conventions they like a sale, trade, things like that, shoes. So Kareem has all his shoes in the back. They going through all of the boxes and stuff like that, and the man, he comes back, he asks us, where are we going? I'm like, Pittsburgh for a shoe convention. And I'm like, we're just going on vacation, you know. And he was kind of like questioning, and I just wanted to say so bad, like, because I told him, I said, you know, we got rid of our kids, and, you know, we got a babysitter. We're just trying to have a good weekend. And I'm like, we have a dinner planned on a boat ride dinner and everything. And I said, if we can get there. And he was like, oh, you'll be there, blah, blah, blah. So I'm irritated because I really just want to say, you know what? Black people do this too. Black people get babysitters, and we go on vacations, and we enjoy each other as husband and wife, just like white people do. Okay? Just like white people do. So that was burning in me. Like, I want to tell him that so bad. Well, then they told us, you know, we can get out the car or whatever. So we get out the car, and he tells us we can go, right? This is the police officer who pulled us over. He tells us we can go. And he's being super nice at this point in time. And the second officer steps in my path as I'm trying to, you know, I'm about to head back to my car, which is in front of the police car. The second officer steps in my pathway. He says, why did the dog alert us to drugs in the car? Okay. This is what I wanted to say. I said, I don't know. But he said, how long have you had the car? I said, I've had the car for a few years now. He talking about, well, could have someone who had it before you could have had smoked weed and all the different. Man, you mean to tell me 4 or 5 years later, this person scent of weed? I don't know what kind of weed they would have to where a dog 4 or 5 years later will be picking up on that scent. What type of weed could that person have been smoking? So I just knew, you know, that was bull. But this is what I was thinking when he asked me why the dog alerted them to drugs in the car. Number one, if I was transporting drugs, do you think I'm going to tell you the reason why the dog alerted you to drugs in the car is because I have it up underneath my car? Do you think I would have told you that if that was the case? Do you think I would have told you that as a person transporting drugs? Number two, this is your dog. I don't know this dog. Why are you asking me why your dog? I don't know. Go back and train him again. Because obviously his scent is off. What? This is what I wanted to tell him. Like, why are you asking me? I don't know your dog. This is your dog, man. Y'all trained him. So, we didn't get a ticket. We didn't get anything. They let us go scot-free. Right now, mind you, I'm just all kind of traumatized. So I've experienced racism and things like that, but I've never had it to that extent. Like I told the officer, I've never in my life been in the back of a police car. And he trying to talk to us all nice. Like, no, I don't know who you are, who you deal with on a daily basis, but we're normal law-abiding citizens. Well, I wasn't just now because I had my phone in my hand as I was driving. But anyway, normally we are law-abiding citizens. We don't do this kind of stuff. You know, I don't be in the back of police cars, and this ain't my regular day-to-day thing. So I didn't even know. Sorry, I dropped my phone on my own. I didn't even know what all Kareem had been going through in the back of the car. So apparently, while Kareem was in the back of the car, the guy decided to run Kareem's name through the system. You know how they do that. Well, there is another Kareem Smith in one of the Carolinas. That Kareem Smith had like a warrant out for his arrest and some other crazy stuff. So this is what the guy is telling Kareem, like, you have a warrant out, blah, blah, blah. Kareem was like, no, I do not. There's another Kareem Smith or whatever, because Kareem has had that problem before where there's with this other Kareem Smith. And he was like, no, it's another Kareem Smith. Have him run it again. So the dispatcher ran it again. Then she came back on and told him, like, oh, yeah, you know, that's incorrect. You know, he's clean, he's clear, blah, blah, blah. So from there, you know, the guy, Kareem said that the guy was being real mean and nasty to him at that point when he thought that he, you know, he had something. He had somebody. But then he started asking him what he did for a living and blah, 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 blah. And Kareem was telling him what he did. And then once he realized, like, oh, these are normal, hardworking people, citizens. We pay taxes just like normal people. So then he started being really nice. Really, really nice. And I think it's because he just felt like a pure idiot. To be 100% honest, I think he felt like an idiot because he did all that extra stuff. He thought he had something. He thought he just made a big bust. He was about to get a raise. He thought he had just really did it. And we were normal people. We were respectful. We didn't jump out of line. It was a million and one ways that could have went. And I refused to let my husband become a victim, because, you know, that's the first thing they would have done was shot my husband. And I refused to let my husband become a victim. And luckily, my husband is also smart enough to know better than to act a fool during that period of time. And what the saddest part to me of the whole entire story was, my husband told me, when he told me step out the car, and he stepped out the car, he said the first thought that ran through his head was, man, please don't shoot me. And y'all, that hurt my feelings so bad, because I'm like, you shouldn't have to think like that. That shouldn't be your first thought when the police officers are supposed to serve and protect. But yet you have done absolutely nothing wrong, and a police officer asks you to step out the car, and that's your first initial thought is, please don't let this officer shoot me. Please don't shoot me. It was just sad. It was really sad. That was the worst thing I've ever experienced, as you know, in regards to racism. But that's why you can't tell me it doesn't exist. That wasn't normal procedure. That wasn't normal protocol. You thought you had something, then when you realized you didn't have anything, you felt like a jerk. You felt like an idiot. And so you just ended everything. See, the second police officer was still trying to get him something, but he didn't realize everything the first police officer had already took us through. And they didn't have anything. If my tint on my windows was too dark, you would have given me a ticket for that. If Kareem cut you off, you would have given us a ticket for that. You had no reason to pull us over. You just thought, okay, red car, tinted windows, music playing, oh, I got me one. Black people, I got me one. You thought you had one, you felt like an idiot. But y'all, what got us out of that situation, I'm telling you, was us doing everything they told us to do and complying. That is not the time. When you're in the middle of that situation, that is not the time for you to show your toughness. That is not the time for you to show how gangster you are. That is not the time to let your mouth explode, to let your attitude come out. That is not the time. You will lose it every time. You do everything they ask you to do, then you get their name, their badge number, and everything else, and you report them afterwards. That is not the time for you to act tough. That is not the time. And I'm going to have to train my boys the same exact way, you know, to behave the same exact way that Kareem did. You know, you do everything they ask you to do. Don't give them no back talk, no lip. Don't give them no reason to do anything extra. Don't make no sudden moves. Don't do anything outside of what they've asked you to do. Don't give them any reason to say that they needed to shoot you. And that's a shame that I have to train my boys like that, but I do, and I know I do, because I refuse to have my boys be another face on the news. I refuse. So anywho, I don't even know how I got into that whole story, but anyway, I haven't meant to tell y'all about that anyway when I had talked about racism before. But I'm here. I'm about to pick up my niece. I'm come to my destination. If y'all like this hair, this is the natural. It's so soft. This is my natural wave. I've had it in for about a month at this point. This is my natural wave. This is from my collection of Blessed to Slay hair. If you are interested in ordering this hair, I will drop a link down below to my page. You can view my hair and my prices. I currently have a back to school special going on right now, so just let me know whatever you may want and we can get you hooked up. It's free shipping in the United States. It's free shipping to you. So if you're not here where I am in Cincinnati, it's free shipping to you anywhere in the United States, and I ship it express, so you'll have it ASAP. All right, so I love y'all. Take care of yourselves. And one more say, is that more your experience? Take care of yourselves and each other. All right, until next. Oh, then Maury go. Until next time, everybody. All right, talk to y'all later. Mwah. Bye.